have a question actually for you.
Yeah.
I had opportunity, to talk to the gentleman. He was looking for a restaurant.
Mhm.
We kind of found something for him, but the lease was not transferable. That was, the deal. It was under the lease, very good company, but it fell through. But he had gas station,
Mhm.
and it was off market, and that's what I encounter now. I have another one. That guy called me from California. He builds close to Lexington, new kind of gas station with restaurant, liquor store, inside market, and he gives me the price,
Yeah.
but he doesn't have a record because it's a fairly new, building.
Mhm.
How would you handle that one? Very scarce, you know, financial, data. And he said, "Oh yeah, I bought it 3.5 million." I said, "It doesn't mean, that you can sell it for 3.5 million." He said,
Right.
"I never saw the financial statements. I never saw this. I never." I said, "Doesn't mean, that you can sell it that way. I mean, that's
Right.
your, and that's what I'm. How would you handle? What is there any advice? Actually, I know that there is not probably, but how to handle those transactions?"
I mean, I usually don't take them, to be honest with you, but that's
Mhm.
just me. But I do know a lot of brokers that do, and I think you just have to try and value each piece of it and to come up to figure out is the value even close to the 3.5 million that he's talking about. So it's like, what's the value of the real estate? How much gas is actually being pumped and what's the margin on it? Does it have a C
Mhm.
store? And can you get financials, even just monthly? What are the monthly tolls from the C store? If you
Yeah,
can
he did
get,
give me that information upfront, revenue
yeah,
side, but he never gave me the no expenses.
right, right.
That
So that's the
mhm,
thing is that you have to know. I mean, you got to have P&L. So even if he doesn't have tax returns because he hasn't had it long enough, let's say he's had it 7 months. Let's say he bought it in, March
he built it.
or
Yeah,
April. He built it?
yes,
Oh, okay,
it's
he built
brand
it.
new, and it's basically in by the lake, eastern
Yeah.
Kentucky, very popular actually fishing and summer kind of retreat.
Okay.
By
So,
Lexington, east of Lexington.
yeah. So if he built it, then, the property value probably hasn't changed much in terms of, I mean, I don't know how Kentucky um, does improvements on land, but I mean, I know here in California, you have to have your inspections done and all of that. And at
Mhm,
some point, then they determine what they believe the market value is, because that's what they're going to change your property taxes to. So
mhm.
once you get your certificate of occupancy, you have kind of a baseline of value based on what the assessor's office has said if it's that new. And so I would look at that. And then in terms of the business components, that'll give you your real estate value in terms of the business components. Then you've got to, they should have monthly P&Ls. I mean, any legitimate business should be running a P&L
Yeah.
monthly.
Mhm.
So, and if they can't provide at least that, then the only thing you can sell it for is the real estate value, because you can't, you could say the business assets are included, but if you can't even give them a much of a value because you have no idea, I mean, what you can go with, what are the asset values of the business? So in the restaurant, there's some fixed, there's some fixtures, furniture fixtures and equipment. What is that worth? What are those assets worth? And you can give it that kind of
He
an
had
asset
appraisal,
value.
very close to 4.5 million. That's what he said, but he's asking 5 million, and that's why I was
Oh, okay. So if he's got
Hmm.
an appraisal at 4.5, then I would go with the appraisal and
Mm.
just say, okay, that's what I can support because that's what's been very, I mean,
Yeah.
appraisals aren't always accurate, but they're better than nothing. And it's some documentation that supports an asking price. But if it appraised at 4.5 and he's saying I want 5 million for it, well, how's somebody going to
Wow.
get a loan? It's not going to appraise.
Yeah. That's right.
So what's the point? It's like you can want whatever you want, but at the end of the day, nobody's going to come in with a bag of cash. So it's got business will have to be appraised if you sell it separately, and real estate has to be appraised. And so the lender is going to go with the appraised value. They're not going to loan anything more than that.
But Tanya, you just mentioned about if a restaurant and the asset are the fixture and the furniture equipment. How about if those things to own? How do you evaluate? That's very own. I have one restaurant. The owner want me to list, but he had nothing. His profit and loss is negative all the 3-4 year. But the furniture fit very old. Basically, whoever buy it, they need to buy a new one. So how do you come up with the valuation for that?
Yeah, then it's really not that saleable other than, I mean, if the furniture in there is old and has to
Yes.
be replaced,
Yes. Yeah.
then, that has very little value. Then you're looking at really the location. Why would somebody want to buy a restaurant or why would somebody want to buy that particular restaurant? And they would probably need to bring in a new concept, need to replace, all of the things. So I have seen where it's a great location with a lot of traffic and foot traffic, and the demographics are good and all of that. I've seen those sell for 100, 110, somewhere in that range. Which is higher than, than a lot. But if somebody really wants the location, then they're essentially, that's what they're buying. They're just buying the space.
Oh, thank you.
But otherwise, if it's kind of your ho-hum strip mall type thing where it doesn't, there's no particular reason that somebody really wants to be there, then I mean, you might be able to sell it for 25, 30 grand and then just get a lease assignment done if they have a good lease, if they have a few years left on the lease. But yeah, those are hard.
Yes.
I don't usually do those.
Thank you.